Thank you. Steph, thank you for fucking coming on. I know it's been a while. I've been trying to get you on here.
Oh, thanks for having me. Actually, I was a little disappointed I didn't get to come on the episode when you were tripping balls on mushrooms after the open mic.
That was actually really fun. A buddy of mine, he like just got out of prison.
Oh shit.
So, and he was like going around.
I know you're not supposed to ask what somebody went in for, but that's always my first question.
It was for drugs and probation violation and
bullshit.
Nothing like crazy.
Right.
But he was like going around town like once he got out of prison, like making amends to people. And the only way he didn't know how to, like he couldn't like pay him back from the money he fucked him over. So he gave me an eighth of mushrooms. And he came out to the mic that Monday. And so I had an eighth of mushrooms in my pocket, and it was like burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, "Fuck it," and I just ate it.
Yeah, yep. But fuck it. Yeah,
and then once I went on stage, it all kicked in. Like it all was kicking in once I went on stage. I was like, "Oh no, and everyone was like, "Hooray!"
Like how'd you feel like on stage while you were doing that?
That was the second time I've ever tripped mushrooms on stage. First time did not go well. I got heckled immediately, and then it went downhill. But this time was great. The lights were fucking hitting right. I mean, I was seeing tracers all over the stage. Like I was just in a good fucking mood.
Yeah,
and the crowd was cool, and I had a blast that night.
Right on. I did Dead Crow once when I was tripping. Like somebody was just around, like here shrooms, everybody shrooms, and I'm like, okay, well, like I'm not on for like 15 minutes, or I'm on in 15, so like they won't be kicking in that quick.
You didn't have time.
No bullshit. Like
really,
yeah.
I've had
like just a few
kick on in 30 minutes, but not that.
I got a high metabolism. Like shit always hits me really quick, and I'm there with my little brother, and I get call time and I look over and I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, and he's like, oh, they're kicking in. I'm like,
You start getting the giggles.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, shit was like moving, and and I get on stage and it took like every ounce of focus to like remember every word in my set. Like I was just like hyper focused on that, and the whole audience is just like melting into the backgrounds, and like, but each wave of laughter, it was like, oh shit, like I can feel that I'm a part of that, and we're connected to that, and like we're all connected.
That's how kind of I felt like once I got the first laugh when I was tripping. Like I was like, okay, this is gonna go good, and then I don't know, it's something about like the energy was like when you're tripping, like everything kind of like flows and connects together.
Right.
Like you can tell by the way I created the logo and the name on a mushroom trip one night. I had all the equipment, I had everything set up, everything ready to go.
Yeah.
I just couldn't come up with a fucking name, and I couldn't come up with a logo. And you can see how everything's kind of like melting.
Yeah, no, I see that.
And it was a fucking mushroom trip, and it just kind of came to me. I love it. I advocate mushrooms to children.
I don't know if I go that far, but I'm a full-blown psychonaut,
No, like, you go in there in your parents' bedroom in their wallet, and you leave, 20, 50, 100. Go ahead, pick that out of their wallet.
And then
go ahead and get you some mushrooms.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and then like call me with the credit card numbers, and
No, I was just going to get you some cash. I bet you can get some mushrooms somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think you can buy mushrooms with a credit card, can you?
You can do it. You can
or
do
Bitcoin.
Like
you can
like a PayPal or like a Venmo. I've bought drugs a lot off Venmo. Like a lot.
Shit. I did not know that it was even a thing.
All you gotta do is just be like you Venmo someone, or like I'm telling people how to commit crime.
Right. Just for all the kids chiming in. Yeah. Listen to good old Uncle Hunter, and he's gonna teach you how to live.
Just be like, if you're Venmoing someone, be like, it's for lunch or it's for dinner.
Right.
No one's gonna think twice about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make sure it's just weed if you're a kid. But if you're adult, make sure you get, if you're adult, make sure it's a pill or cocaine. Be productive. Be productive.
Cocaine's such a dirty drug. Like, I would take meth over cocaine any day of the week.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. It lasts longer. Like
I won't go out and buy cocaine nowadays. But if I'm out at a show or something, it's like, hey, you want a bump?
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's get real.
Yeah.
I want to be honest with myself. Of course I'm going to do that.
Yeah, but for me, like any chemical I'm doing, it's like price performance. Like that's why I'm not mad at the cheap beers.
Sometimes there's levels to everything. You know what I mean? Sometimes it is a cheap beer night.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is a cocaine night.
Yeah.
Will you hand me my yes, thank you. So, this is what I've been needing the whole time during this show.
Yeah. So I was wondering, like, it's okay, I think. I'm just going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Because it's just, you need to ask her what show she has coming up. She has a lot of shows coming up.
Listen, we're on the same shows, and I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Start with that. Anyways, yeah.
I got ads to do.
Yeah.
I got... Listen here, okay? I know.
Some girl you met on Tinder's just gonna come in and tell you how to run the podcast.
Especially when we're beefing with Korea right now, like...
Yeah, we don't want to have another like incident in the news, like an Asian hate crime.
I know it's recording. That's why I paused for a second. I like how you ever seen the comedian Tim Dillon? He's one of my favorite comedians right now.
Yeah.
He does the he's probably one of the best comedians right now. And his podcast is fucking immaculate. It's just him ranting and going for an hour and a half. But he does comedy skits also. And he has one where it's like a boomer at a barbecue first time out of quarantine.
Mm.
And it's like little chopped up things like dumb shit boomers would say.
Such as? Here, give me an example.
One of them was like, I don't see any evidence of an Asian hate crime. Where's the evidence?
Right?
If your kids don't want to hear it, well, send them inside. It's like, I'm gonna send you the link. It's the funniest shit.
Okay. See, I've been on
Tim Dillon is the best comedian right now, in my opinion.
You know who I've been on a similar trip on? Like, also has a ranting, podcast. Dan Clemmons. He's my favorite lately. Like, I'll just binge watch his specials and everything.
Stand up.
Yeah.
I have a Pandora channel where I will listen to Dan Clemmons, Joe Rogan, Doug Stanhope. Doug Stanhope is one of my favorites.
Same here.
If I had a Mount Rushmore,
actually, he's doing a Zoom show this Saturday that I got a free ticket for.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doug Stanhope is probably, if I had a Mount Rushmore, it would be Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Doug Stanhope.
Every time I worry about working too blue and being able to book, higher paying shows or more shows, every time I'm worrying about like, is this going to limit my career options, and then I think of Doug Stanhope and it's like, shit, like the stuff he talks about, and he's got a career. Is he going to be on a late night talk show doing his 5 minutes?
Absolutely not.
No. But who gives a shit? Like I don't want to do shows where I have people, saying you can't say this or that, like just censoring it.
I've the same. Like I don't want to compromise myself or go against beliefs that I believe, because I could just go back to doing what the fuck I was doing. I could go back to being a foreman at an electric company. which is not bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not bad.
For sure.
So I'm going to keep doing what doing with comedy. That's why I'm starting my own thing, doing what I want to do. So no one can tell me what the fuck I can do.
That is one of the most appealing parts of that industry, aside from,
it's tough. I got to start from zero, but I can do what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
And that's the cool thing.
That's number one perk. Number two, is the hang. Like meeting all these like, similarly networking. Damaged people that like to drink into the wee hours and, just, make fucking dick jokes.
And that's the people that you get to meet and you pick for different shows coming up, certain shows that, you can do that on.
Yeah. You know
what I mean? And that's why I love networking with the comedy community. I meet someone where it's like, oh shit, I can't get you on a show at the Sour Barn. They wouldn't like that shit. But I could put you on the VFW and they don't give a fuck.
Oh,
stuff
well,
like
you
that.
put me on both, so I must be pretty broad appeal or something.
Yeah, you've been putting the fucking work in. I can see you. I don't put people on my show that I don't believe in first and foremost.
Oh, well, thank you for saying so.
And
that's really sweet. Yeah,
I like people that put the work in, and I don't give a fuck what you look like, what you do, what funny's funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't give a fuck that you have a little gold 90s nose ring and
right.
I don't judge people.
I'm the same way. Funny's funny.
Right.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to catch this thing with one hand before this thing's over with.
Pull a Karate Kid with the chopsticks.
I have before. I can catch it with one hand. I stabbed a snake out in the yard one day. I had a witness too, because it was like, if someone told me this, I'd be like, yeah, right. But I was out in the side yard and there was a snake in the yard, and one of my buddies jumped into the back of the bed of his truck. He was scared to death.
Was it venomous? Like, did you look at the shape of its head?
It was a water moccasin.
Oh, yeah, those are, you don't want them roaming around in your yard.
No, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah, totally.
And so I grabbed, there was a rake handle. So basically it was just a fucking stick.
Right.
So I went and grabbed it. And if I would have done this 100 times, I would have not done it 99 times out of 100. But just this one, I got lucky. And I picked it up and I was like really slow and just first strike, I went right in the middle of its head and killed it. And I looked up at my buddy in the bed of his truck, and he looked at me like, I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Dude, that just means
if I would have tried that 100 other times, I wouldn't have done
it. That just means you need to be a contestant on Naked and Afraid now.
I don't want to do that at all. That sounds terrible. I don't care how much money. I don't like the woods.
They don't even give anybody money. Like, all they get is bragging rights to spend 21 days in the wilderness. Like,
I get more of a rush being on stage in front of strangers. Like, that's my adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Like, because it could go bad.
Mm-hmm.
It could go really bad. And I've been on stage where it went really bad.
Like, how did it go bad for you? Because I'm not sure I've entirely bombed yet.
I've bombed to where the owner came out of a sleep, came to his bar, grabbed the microphone out of our hands and said, "Get the fuck out of here."
You got the big hook around the neck, like,
because we were verbally assaulting everyone and attacking everything they loved, because they started it. They started it.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, there's plenty of places that advise you not to hate fuck the audience no matter how much you're bombing. Like, one of my best friends is a comic up in New York City, and when he got started like 7 years ago, and it was like his third or fourth mic. Yeah, he started bombing at Gotham in New York. Ooh. And then he just like snapped and just started hate. I know. And he just hate fucked the audience, and they like cut his mic and like banned him for 5 years, like, and kind of blacklisted him. He couldn't even do comedy at all for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get blacklisted from Gotham and they spread your name around, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah,
as far as comedy goes.
But
in New York.
he got passed at some other place like right before COVID hit, and then he hasn't been on stage since. Which
shit. Tell him to come down here. I'll put him on stage.
I've been trying to get him down here.
I'll put him on stage on a show. Shit, I got the Sour Barn once a month. Yeah. Like I got the VFW every other week. Or two times a month.
Yeah, well, he's doing this whole thing where, he's like, fuck comedy. I'm done. Like, I don't care to put the work in anymore. Like, and it's like, dude, these clubs are hitting you up for shows that aren't bringers. Like, you should be. And he's like,
that's why I try to switch it up. I was just doing fucking open mics before. Dude, thank God, and I hate to say this because people have done so bad during COVID.
Yeah.
Thank God for COVID. This is the best I've ever done.
Yeah.
This like fucking Unfiltered and Offensive is going to be an official LLC next month.
Yeah, you mentioned that the other night.
And it's like things are going great. I'm booking shows all the time.
Same here.
I'm making money on the show's making money. Things are quite swell.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, to kind of I like when things get shook up, when everyone is at zero.
Yeah.
Because of course I'm new.
Let's losers like me to able to catch up.
You and me started about the same time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I might have started a few months before you, but we started at the same time.
Right.
And that's kind of like what it was. Like COVID shook everything up, and
excuse me. Yeah, I think I only did 4 spots at the Crow before COVID hit. Like 4 mics, and then I did 4 at Barzar, and then I was gonna book a showcase with Brian Granger and Lewis Bishop, and then I was supposed to do it, and like the day before is when the lockdown happened. It was just boom, and it was
like at first I thought it was gonna be a terrible thing.
Right.
Like I was like, fuck, like that's it.
It gave me time to write more shit. Like I did so much writing.
Wrote more shit.
I
put a lot of time in the online content, which I mean is going good. I mean, thank God. It has worked out. I took a gamble on it. Spent a lot of fucking money. Took a gamble on it and worked. But I feel like I honestly comic.
Whoops.
Technical
difficulties.
Comic. Like I feel like my writing and my comedy has suffered a little bit because it's hard to balance everything. Like doing this and then like booking shows and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, duh, I got to perform too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I've been struggling to write lately.
Well, how do you usually write? Do you like sit down and like, okay, I'm gonna write fucking jokes right now,
or does it? I try. I can't do it. Like things will come to me, and it's tough.
That's
right now.
That's how it is for me. But I find most of the time shit comes when I'm just like hanging out with friends at the bar, and just
we're all bouncing off each other and stuff like
and
that.
Just
and
like
you write something down that's funny.
Yeah, or I spend way too much time on fucking Facebook, and so because some of the shit that people say on Facebook is like, wow, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like,
I also got to be careful not to like, sometimes I'll see a meme and stuff like that. I also got to be careful not to like copy something.
Oh yeah, you don't want
to a meme or something. That's the last thing I would ever want to do is be accused of a joke thief, because I feel like that's a fucking career killer.
I've heard some accusations floating around. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but this is a small town. There's not a lot of us comics doing what we do, so word gets around really quick.
I know who's I'm not gonna, of course I would never call him out,
right,
but I know who's stealing.
Oh really? Yeah,
I know who's stealing.
Yeah I've heard more than one name, which is kind of unnerving. But like I've got so much like trans material, I don't have to worry about anybody stealing my shit.
Because who would dare? That's the thing, is just make them uncomfortable,
right? Because
who would dare go there? So you got the fucking corner. So you corner the market on that.
Oh, and I've been accused of cheating because I invoke like the autism and mental illness, like the autism and the trans thing, and it's like, well, now you just get a free pass to say whatever fucked up shit you want. Like,
I feel like I cornered the market on the drug comedy.
Yeah. Like, whatever your weakness is, I think you should lean into it as much as possible.
That's what I do. Most of my weaknesses are drugs. That's why and family. Yeah. Drugs and family are the two biggest fucked up things in my life.
Right.
And that's usually what my comedy is about, because 99% of the shit I joke about is true.
Yeah.
As outlandish as it is, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I do the same. Like, all of my shit is inspired by real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The stuff I hear, and a lot of the stuff, like, oh my god, especially on construction sites I've been on before. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm trying to work it. I'm trying to work it into a joke, but like, I've got some crazy fucking stories. People shitting in a fucking pizza box and putting it in the attic and shit. Oh my, it's just crazy. Like, wild shit that you wouldn't be like, you'd be like, what? You did what now? Like, crazy shit like that, but I'm trying to work it into a joke.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Like, I've got a lot of crazy meth stories, you know, because yeah, like, I was an avid consumer for a while.
Heroin was my thing.
But yeah. But some of that shit's just like so fucking dark, you know. Like, ooh, I'm still processing a lot of that stuff
that like nobody can relate with. Like maybe but they're not there at the show. You know what I mean? Like, if you were gonna put it out on like Netflix or YouTube or whatever, yeah, someone out there can relate with it. But for the people in the crowd, especially the young fucking crowd that we get, the bizarre, there's some stuff I could tell that no one could fucking relate with. It would just fucking make them feel bad.
You should have seen their blank stares when I made a Back to the Future reference.
Yeah, there's a few things I'll say.
What's a DeLorean?
And they have no clue what people are talking about.
But yeah, like, going back to, you know, telling like your construction jokes or like heroin jokes or meth jokes, you know, like I think a good way to approach it, like the end goal is to make it understandable and relatable, whether or not somebody's, you know, had that same experience,
right?
You know, so you just.
And I also like to kind of do a misdirection as well.
Yeah.
In the same way, it's nobody. See, the one thing about comedy and all this, no one told me it'd be easy. So I do have that going for me. No one said this shit would be easy. Not a single person.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I don't know, when someone says, yeah, you know, like, you need to do 10 years before you can have a career, like,
fuck that. I'm already making money now.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
It's like, comedy's already a supplemental income for me.
Yeah. So, I
guess that's average.
But, you know, like,
we work harder than.
We work more often than, you know, well, I mean, in New York, there's like mics, you can hit multiple mics in a single night.
Yeah.
You know, but
here,
like,
we make them.
Yeah.
We have to, because our comedy club is fucking closed.
Right.
Who the fuck, like, they keep stringing us along, like.
Okay, I got a funny story for you. I posted a joke in the joke writers group, and Amy Ilfers like laughed at it and was like, "Oh, I love that," and I was like, "Oh, well, you should come out to the mic tonight, and, you know, like, because I'm going to try it out and see how it works." And she was like, "Oh, no, I'm staying in because of COVID." I'm like, "Oh, I could have sworn I saw you on the bill for a show, you know, not too long ago." And she's like, "Oh, I'm not a comedian." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, I've never seen her do shows before.
No, and I was like, "Oh, really? Well, then what's your connection to the scene?" And then I had people like hitting me up like, she's the general manager for Dead Crow. Like, she's kind of like,
yeah, because I don't think, because I've never seen her perform before.
Right? No, she was like, "I'm not a comedian," and but I thought it was funny that I'm like calling her out, like, oh, really? Like, oh, you're not a comedian, then why are you in the joke writers group? You know, like, what do you have to do with comedy? It's like, I'm like, shit. Oh, she's one of the head honchos around here.
Yeah, Amy is the keeper of the keys.
Yeah.
so to say, which I love Amy, and Amy,
she seems very sweet,
and Amy loves me, and we've known each other for a little while now.
Yeah.
She came out to one of the shows at the Bazaar a while back. She had a great time, she said. Which she got to see a lot of the comedians that she hasn't got to see in a while either. And she was glad to see us doing good and doing shows and stuff. But shit, that was back in like fucking October.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was also an outdoor show.
So I've been hearing the rumor that they're opening in June, maybe? I don't know. That's just the rumor. There's so many rumors going around.
I was also told fucking spring.
Yeah.
Also.
But it's cool because, necessity, invention, all that shit. Like, people have started just, well, we don't have a club, so we're just going to make our
own fucking thing.
Exactly. I find that inspiring.
And trust me, they fucking see that too.
Oh yeah.
My cousin works with Timmy Sherrill, the straight owner of Dead Crow.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, my little cousin fucking does comedy and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I've been watching what Hunter's doing. I was like, awesome. That's a fucking...
Yeah.
That's cool. And he can see, he can see all of us fucking, he sees the constant names on the bills and stuff like that.
Right.
So he knows who's putting the work in.
I make sure to post, like, anytime I get a good video, like, I always posting. And yeah, a couple people have noticed, I think.
And so whenever they open, they always get big names.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
On their, every weekend. So, they see all of us putting the work in. They're going to say, hey, I need 2 or 3 local comedians to, be a feature for so-and-so.
Right.
And, we're definitely going to be on the top of that list. That's I'm
not that presumptuous.
That's why I'm putting the work in. This is for this is for Dead Crow. This is for the real shit.
Yeah.
I'm in the minor leagues. Once Dead Crow opens, that's the big leagues with the, the celebrities.
Well, there's that and
there's
there's also, going on the road, which I haven't done yet. But
that's the plan after COVID.
Yeah, we just round up a couple of comedians and we, put together a little press kit that we could send to other, comedy club owners in the state. At least, that's how I did it when I was in a band, when I've been in bands and stuff.
I don't think it'd be. I don't think it would be.
I don't think it's all that different.
Yeah, I don't see it could be, something that's out of reach.
No.
It could be something that's definitely doable.
Yeah, yep.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm like so fucking close to being able to do this full time. Like, it's not even fucking funny how close I am to being able to quit my job.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait.
Well, congratulations. That's
so fucking tired of doing what I'm doing every day.
Yeah, I haven't had a regular day job in probably 6 or 7 years, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I used to teach music in LA, but I just pretty much set my own schedule and just just worked a few days or a few hours a week.
Yeah.
And then here I've just been on disability, just put my head on straight.
And, just making sure everything is in the right order for you to be successful for whatever you want to do.
Yeah, totally. And like the whole idea of going back to a day job, like,
sounds terrible.
Like, I don't know. I think I'm medically like predisposed to like not deal well with authority. Like I don't know, fucking middle management starts like breathing down your neck and like micromanaging every little fucking thing you're doing. It's like, so God damn it, just let me do my fucking job. Get out of my face. You're giving me a panic attack, you asshole.
That's actually how it was today.
Really?
I had everything lined up how it needed to be, ready to be called in for inspection. And then the guy came through and he's a fucking nervous wreck. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, you're getting me all fucked up. You need to slow down.
Bad juju.
yeah, it's basically what it is. He's getting us all fucking riled up for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, everything's all right, man. You don't need to get us all fucked up. So yeah, I feel like once I make that transition, there's no way I can go back.
Yep.
There's no fucking way.
But I will say this. Excuse me. You know, people that are working day jobs will often, when I say, you know, I'm on disability, like to say like, oh, you're so lucky. Like, oh, that's like so easy for you. And it's like, oh, grass is greener on the other side, bitch. Like, try and fill all that time without somebody telling you what to do. You know, like see how your morale drops when you realize you've been in a bathrobe for 3 days straight, just like binge watching like old reruns of The Simpsons. You know, like
that's what I kind of figured out this past year. Is like what makes me happy is the fact that I got like, you know, I got responsibilities and the fact that people are depending on me.
Yeah. Because
if I shut down, it's not just me, it's a lot of people below me as well will come to a stop as well. And I can't, like, to me, I can't live with that. And that's what keeps me going, is the fact that there's other people counting on me and depending on me.
In your current job?
In comedy and in my current job. I mean, because, there's a lot of moving parts with this as far as, like, the website, the merch, the advertisements, the shows and shit like that. So if I stop, you know, it would fuck a lot of things up. And I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. That's what keeps me going.
Full speed ahead, motherfucker.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, it's been like picking up really crazy for me just very recently. Like, this is my busiest month so far. Like, and like last like couple months, you know, like I was kind of feeling down. Like, I'm seeing everybody else I know like on all these bills, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, oh, and like, when am I gonna get booked? Come on. And like, I must not be that good yet, or, you know, I still gotta pay my dues. I'll pay my dues, but I'm like, you know, like just kind of, you know, just kind of feeling like I'm in a slump. Like, what? And then all of a sudden it's just like, boom, 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 boom.
That's
like
exactly how it was with me.
Yeah.
Once, shit, I'll have to give it to Sean. Sean put me on the first one at the bazaar around October.
Yeah.
And like I was just starting to, you know, get, I wouldn't even say good. I was just starting to get comfortable with comedy.
Yeah.
And he put me on, and I did pretty good. And then since then, it's just been, you know, busy as fuck.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of gave me the confidence to start. Quarantine made me do this because we couldn't do comedy. We couldn't go to the bars, so I fucking brought it here.
Yeah, you know, like the CDC or whatever, like, was predicting that during COVID we'd have a surge of like birth rate, but it's like that didn't happen. Instead, we had a surge of podcasts. Like,
yeah, those.
Sorry, baby, I can't fuck right now. I've got to talk to strangers on the internet. You know?
You see a lot of podcasts with like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, the morale was there at first.
Yeah.
And then,
oh shit, this is work.
Yeah. That's what I figured out. I was like, oh, I can just do this on my phone. And then I started buying shit, and I was like, oh, there's more to it than this if I want to be serious about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah, no, the headphones are nice. Like, I saw some of your earlier episodes before you had the headphones. And then you could tell the audio difference, you know.
Yeah, that's what makes a big difference. Like, especially if I have more than one guest. Like, if I have 4 people here, it keeps everyone from talking over each other.
Right.
As well, you know, because...
When did you have 4 people on here?
I've had 3 people on here before. And, you can just tell the difference when you're in the microphones. Like, you can just tell people talking over each other, and it just sounds like shit.
Right.
And then you can also, like, especially with the headphones, if something doesn't sound right, you can go over there to the mixer and tweak with the sound as well. And also, this is new shit. So, the stuff I had before was cheap.
So, I've got a question for you. What's the highest dosage of LSD you've ever eaten?
I've had a 10 strip before at a music festival.
At a music festival, yeah. And then I did one.
Also,
once.
It could be, I don't know to the exact dose, but I had a guy had a little eyedropper
liquid,
full, and he put in. My buddy goes, "Puddle-less, bro," and he's like, the guy's like, "Are you sure?" And I even looked at him, and I was like,
"What the fuck is he talking about?"
I was like,
it's a puddle.
And he literally puddled our palms, and I licked it. So, and I don't know how many exactly it was. But
right.
I was fucked up for like 2 days.
I shit. Yeah.
To where I was just like holding onto the grass, like praying to God, like, if you let me come down, I'll never do this again. For this weekend, I couldn't promise. I couldn't promise I could never do it again. I couldn't promise God that, but I could promise God that I would do it again that weekend.
Yeah.
But
see,
that was intense.
I did a 10 strip once when I was in high school, and it was also the first time that I saw Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
And it's like, it's weird. Like, you'll watch it, and it's like sometimes you'll flip back and forth to like you think you're in the movie.
Well, in this case, the movie was pouring out of the TV into the rest of the room,
so it all felt real, kind of. To me, I've had a few experiences. I've had straight up dreams where I can't decipher what's real and fake. Right. And there's been some dreams where I can literally tell myself, you are in a dream. And
lucid dreaming. I do that a lot. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And I've learned that only 20% of people can lucid dream.
Oh, that's honestly why I oversleep every morning, is because I'll be in a dream.
Alarm. Yeah. I have to have an alarm or I'll oversleep.
Yeah. But I'll be in the dream, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Like, I get into the dream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, damn it, I got to pee. And then I'll wake up and pee and come back and go right back into it, and I'm like, okay, let's get back to this. This is interesting.
Yeah, I can remember dreams and shit like that too.
Yeah. You ever have like weird prophetic dreams where you dream something and the exact same thing happens?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Most of my dreams are realistic. Like, they could definitely happen.
Well, check this out. This was crazy. I had this happen in the early months of the pandemic. Like, I had this dream where I was in some guy's body in a business suit, whoa, shit, Springs. And like in the...
Yes, the dynamic mic like picks
the
everything
10th floor of a hotel room, and I go out for a smoke, and I hear this crash and this scream, and this lady in a pink dress comes flying past the balcony and splats on the ground by the poolside, and I hear all the people screaming down there, and I look down, and then the very next day I read in the news that some prostitute was pushed out of a 13-story window in a hotel in New Jersey and like died by the poolside, and I saw like a photo of her, and I'm like, holy shit, that's the girl from the dream.
Now that's freaky.
Yeah,
I haven't had anything that intense. That's freaky.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck?
That's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of cool. I'd be like, I have powers now. If I want you dead, you'll be dead.
Maybe by accident. Maybe I'll just like watch from afar. But you know,
if I had the power to kill people in my dreams, nobody would be safe.
I think they made a movie out of that.
Nobody would be safe.
They definitely made a movie. I think they made a bunch of movies. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You've heard of it?
Yeah, that movie Freddy Krueger. I think they made a couple of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have shows together coming up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
night.
This will be on Patreon tomorrow. For the early episode. But it'll be on YouTube on Saturday.
Right on.
So it'll be out 4 p.m. on Saturday. And the Port City damn, I'm high.
I can tell.
The Port City Comedy Jam is Saturday night. I'm doing the late show. And Orlando Jones, oh my God, that was like one of my most favorite movies growing up is The Replacements. He was the wide receiver, Clifford Franklin. He was like one of my favorite characters in my favorite movies, and now he's like hosting a comedy show I'm going to be on. Like,
oh, that's pretty cool.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I hope I don't die of a overdose before then. Like, I just like the pressure. I can't handle it.
I'm relapsing. I
know the pressure. I can't handle it. But that's cool. And then we got the VFW show.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like, I want to tell you about that because that's kind of an interesting deal for me because you remember you first invited me to do a mic there, and I'm like, am I going to be safe there? You know, like, because it's a bunch of military vets, you know, I don't know how they're going to deal with, you know, a trans woman telling dick jokes. Like, and
no, they're, you'll be, well, one, like I told you, you don't have to worry about being safe anyway.
You want to know how paranoid and fucked in the head I am? Like, I actually thought, like, maybe this is a setup. Like, he's trying to get me jumped in the parking lot. I know it.
No, that's the one thing. Like, if you're on one of my shows, like, you're one of my comics. And I'll be goddamn sure my fucking comics are safe. Like, you can fucking believe that.
You know I'm safe because, like,
I will
Monday night
somebody over my comics.
That's sweet of you. But Monday night, you know what? Like, I could defend myself to an extent because you remember how the host comes running out because we were trying to light your cigarette with my taser with my stun gun.
Yes, yeah, that was funny. She had a stun gun.
I have it in my purse.
And I was trying, and I was trying to be careful with that in here. It's loud. We got people sleeping.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah.
I won't ignite it. But yeah.
I was trying to light the taser. I was trying to light my cigarette off the taser, and it don't work.
Yeah. Comes out like, what the hell's going on? Like, everybody in the room just stopped dead, like looking over, you know, wondering, like, everybody's freaked out.
Like, there was a few people that ran outside, like, thinking that, like, someone got fucked up.
Yeah. Whoops.
At least, you know, at least we got fast response time.
Yeah, that's true. That made me feel a little bit safer. Yeah. I got pepper spray in the other pocket, so like, don't hit me.
I have one gun, but I keep it at the house. I don't ever take it out with me. It's just for self-defense at the house, just in case.
I don't trust myself with a gun. Like, I would have eaten a bullet so many times before. There's no fucking way I could have a gun around the house.
I'm way too much of a narcissist to kill myself.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I fucking hate myself, there's no way. Like, I also equally love myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like shooting though. Like, I'm not anti-gun or anything like that, you know. Like I like target shooting. Like, I'm pretty decent.
I like Jack's joke where he talks about having all those different flags.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
That just tells my neighbors not to fucking talk to me. That's funny. I just hear gunshots in Madonna. I don't know what's going on over there. I love that fucking joke that Jack has.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, his stuff kills.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's the one thing. The very first show I ever did at the Sour Barn, I made sure I got all my favorite Wilmington comedians.
Oh, for sure.
On the show.
For sure.
A fucking blast.
Yeah.
And I hosted.
You know what blows my mind is that when you talk to Jack and, like, you talk craft and stuff, and like he's never changed his statements of, you know, like just how much he hates his own fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Like he's just,
he
like,
tells me about wanting to quit all the time.
Yeah, like I asked him, like, what do you have any videos? Like, you know, like
he don't record himself.
And he refuses to. He's like, I hate the sound of my own voice. You know, I just
he don't like comedy competitions,
look at it.
And it's like, man, like either I love myself too much or he hates himself too much. Right. I'm hoping it's the latter of the two.
I'm trying to get a balance somehow. You know, it's just like a constant struggle.
I don't post everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah,
don't
no, me
everything.
neither. Me neither. Like Monday night, I didn't post that. Like, because dude, like there was this girl in the like front center. You know, she had this bright gold crucifix that kept like distracting me.
There was some children there,
and but she's just like stone faced, staring me down, and like. But before I went up, like Mike Bird said, like, yeah. So if you get in the weeds, just like call out that bitch that's not laughing at anything. And I'm like, I don't know if that's my style. You know, I'm still getting used to making eye contact with people, and like, but sure enough, I was up there. They weren't laughing. I got in the weeds, and as soon as I called her out, like, okay, well, this is somebody that obviously doesn't like comedy at all, you know, and like, this there's killing me, you know. I know what the comics were saying all night, and like, yeah, I actually got her to laugh when I called her out, like, but
that's how I did when I told everyone that we were fucking babysitting them because their parents dropped them off.
Right? Yeah. Like,
I don't think that's far from the truth.
They all pile out of like Uber vans in droves.
Yeah. It was like their parents gave them $20 and says, "Leave us alone. We want to fuck,"
right,
or something, or we want to get drunk without you around.
Yeah, none of them are drinking age, you know.
No, that's what the girl that bartends. She was saying like she got like hardly any tips. I'm like, yeah, because like hardly anybody could drink in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a tough crowd. Like sometimes, you know, I really like that crowd, like because there are actually some hardcore comedy fans in there.
That's how you get better there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, well, it was not a few months ago where you go there and it's like, you know, 10 drunks and half of them don't even want to hear comedy. And
they're all at the bar and they're fucking...
Yeah, like bars used to be the most brutal room in town. And now it's like way better, but it's tough.
It's starting to kind of feel like Dead Crow a little bit because you got all those college kids there now. Like it is starting to kind of feel a little like Dead Crow.
Yeah.
So if the past Sour Barn shows have felt like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They've kind of felt like pre-COVID shows.
Yep. Yeah, crowds are definitely filling out. Like, especially now that everybody's getting vaccinated. Have you gotten your microchip yet?
I'm gonna wait and see how it. I'm gonna do the noble thing, and I'm gonna wait till the very end to get mine. I'm gonna wait for everyone else to get theirs, and then I'll get mine. I was kind of inclined to be that way about it, like, you know, but I also know just how my lucks run throughout my life. Like I'd be like, you know, a day away from like a vaccine shot and then get it and then like die like right then. It's just like, oh, it's been smoking for 17 or 20 years. If
like
if COVID takes me out, I deserve to go out like that for being a pussy.
Yeah, I don't even get the flu. Like I don't get flu shots.
80% of the people that are hospitalized from COVID are overweight. And I keep myself in really good shape. I eat healthy, I exercise, I do all that stuff. I'm out in the sun, you know, I make sure I take vitamins and minerals and all that.
I take my vitamin C orally and my vitamin D rectally.
You say that joke on stage, don't you?
That's the beginning of a joke.
Because I've heard you say that before. This shit's so funny.
That's like, yeah, that's a new one I came up with. Like,
that's so funny. Yeah, say that tomorrow night.
Oh, it's on the set list. It's on the set list. And so I actually have to trim a bunch of jokes out because
I have some stuff I've never told before. I'm doing on my set list tomorrow. I'm just gonna
You haven't even tried it on a mic, and you're gonna do it.
I'm so goddamn tired of doing it.
You're paying yourself though, so I guess it's okay. Like, if
somebody
else is paying me, I'm not gonna go with untested stuff. It's all I'm saying.
I would say 8 or 9 times out of 10, the first time I ever do a bit is usually the best I ever do it.
Really?
Oh, really?
And then it just goes downhill from there.
I tweak it a little bit, but I guess the enthusiasm and the way it'll never be the same. You know, it's
right.
It kind of loses its magic after the first time.
After the first couple of times, like, then it becomes more acting.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
You know, so you got to hit that same energy and get those same inflections, and it's like, well, that's why I record every fucking thing I do, and I it's just like, you know, the coach looking at the playback footage, you know, and I just analyze the fuck out of it, and okay, this hit, this didn't hit, why didn't this hit? Like, try it this way, take notes, and you know.
I need to start doing that.
That's what most of the pros say they do. Like, if anything, at least audio recording. Video is better if you're trying to study your body language
presence and stuff like that. Because, like, even like the pause, and like the hand on the hip or whatever could really fucking sell it more.
Right.
And that's, I think it would be better. I need to start recording all my shit. Sometimes I'll feel it and I'll be like, bro, record my shit.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm just like not feeling it and I'm like, eh.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've got a collection of videos of where I've, like, you know, ate shit. You know? And like I kind of wanted to start a Facebook group called the Art of the Bomb.
Bombing.
Yeah. Like everybody just posts your bomb clips and like your bomb stories. Like like, and you know, and we could like criticize it. We could crack jokes at it. Like, it could be kind of a workshop thing, but also, you know, like look at how bad that shit was. like you weren't just like eating shit. Like you know, you had like a shovel and an intravenous. you were mainlining shit. You were mainlining shit.
And you kept burying yourself and burying yourself. I can definitely look back at some of my stuff. Like my early stuff, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
God. But that's the cool thing. Like, I can look back at my old podcast episodes and be like, ugh.
Right.
That's fucking gross.
Dead Crow definitely spoiled a lot of us.
You'll never see an open mic like that.
No. You know, because like the crowd was just... It was a big crowd. They were so respected. Yeah, they were there just to see comedy. And they knew it was open mic, you know, they didn't pay any cover charge, and so
you could say kind of pretty much whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you didn't say any hateful shit. I mean, but that's anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're one of my shows. You can get away with pretty much anything. But if you say some hateful shit on one of my shows, I'm yanking you off.
Right.
I don't play that shit.
Right.
But I mean, that's pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean... Yeah, nobody. You can't be punching down these days. You know, we live in a woke society. I guess.
I mean, you can, but there's a difference between poking fun and there's a difference between, oh, you're a dick.
Yeah.
And it's. I feel like I can walk that fine line.
Did I tell you I got booed for the first time the other week?
Really? Yeah. Thank God I've never gotten booed. I'd probably put a gun in my mouth.
No, it was as soon as it happened, like I just broke down laughing.
It's like really?
Like yeah, because it was my my retard joke. Yeah. And as soon as I said the hard R, you know, and like they booed, I'm like, wait, you weren't listening? Like I just told you I'm autistic. I'm telling you about people that call me retards. You fucking like
they don't listen.
Hear me out. Like listen to my joke, and then
all they hear is retard.
Yeah, well, they were just triggered by it. They were just triggered by it. I had to walk them back and get them back on the track.
Context is everything.
Exactly. Once they heard the rest of the joke, they were laughing their asses off. It's like, hey, whoa, snowflakes. Hold on, like
they're on their phone the whole time talking to each other. They're not even paying attention. But they hear retard, they're like, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm offended at.
Oh yeah, but I could say tranny and faggot all I want. Nobody bats an eye.
Yeah. See, everyone laughs until shit comes back on. A lot of people are hypocrites too. I've noticed that people laugh about every subject until something comes around that's a little relatable to them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's not funny." It's like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
Well, some of Dave Chappelle's trans stuff, like the first time I heard it, like it hit me. It rubbed me raw, like, it was a little bit like, hey, come on, Dave, like, I fucking love you, like, why are you turning on me?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
I can see that.
But I respect him as an artist, and, like, I'm a comic, if it's a good joke, I could take a good joke, so I revisited the material, and I'm like, okay, like, he's actually not wrong. I
have figured out you can get away with saying whatever you want, but it better be funny.
Right. Right. Like
it better be funny.
Being offensive for the sake of being offensive isn't going to get you anywhere. Like,
it better be funny.
You're not Andrew Dice Clay,
Yeah, you're not Louis C.K. You can't,
You can't go around jerking off in front of people that didn't ask to see it,
I think it's funny. He fucking he owned that shit on his next special, which he had to put out himself.
Yeah.
His last special was good. It was funny as fuck.
No, I'm a big fan, and like,
he's hilarious.
So,
and he even talks about it. He puts like he has like a big section where he talks about the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I saw
really funny. I would recommend seeing Louis C.K.'s new special. It's hilarious.
To be fair, like, he did ask permission to jerk off in front of those women. Like, he didn't say, like, hey, look over at my dick over here. Like he didn't, like,
he might have.
He didn't ambush them. You think he ambushed them? Like, here's my dick. Like, or
I feel like amount of times as he did it, he probably did it
a couple times.
He probably did.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking weirdo. He never gets pussy, so he probably does shit like that.
Right. But if you ask somebody and they say okay, then even
if they think it, like, they probably thought he was joking, and they were like, oh, what are you doing? But it was too late. He already finished.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like me, most of the time, I'm not going to turn down a free show. Like, you want to diddle your whittle, like, what the fuck ever. Like, it doesn't
really funny.
Sweat off my sack, Just don't touch me, because you're really gross.
Most of the time, they're sweaty when they do it, too. It's like it's like a nervous sweaty.
Nervous sweaty.
See, they're trying to finish fast, and they're just looking over their shoulder. It's a nervous sweaty.
Why are you looking over there? I thought you were looking at me. Come on, aren't we doing a thing?
Louis C.K.
Making us talk about this.
God damn it.
Forcing our hands.
So funny. Forcing my hand is what you're doing. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, man. Let's see who else has been canceled. Chris D'Elia, right?
I like how he's been coming out with them podcast episodes, and like he's like mostly leaning on the fact that he's a father, and he's like talking about his kid.
So he devoted a whole podcast to saying that he didn't commit statutory rape.
And it's like, nah, man. Like, I don't care how much you talk about how cute your kid is. Motherfucker, we don't forget about what you did.
Yeah, and like
come on, like
innocent people don't like create a public platform to constantly drill in the message that they're innocent.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he did. I remember the first podcast episode he came out with. All it was literally him talking about him being a father, and like him talking about his kid. And he's like, oh, the experience of being a father, and all he was doing was trying to get people to get on his side, and I saw right through that shit.
Yeah. And then there was Jeff Ross. He didn't get canceled though, but there was a thing with him like dating
it's hard to cancel Jeff Ross because, I mean, what could you cancel him from? The roasts?
Yep. Right. Yeah.
That happened once a year.
Well, I don't know if they still do the roast battles, like.
And then he did Bumping Mics with David Tell.
That was a really good special. Yeah.
I love David Tell.
Oh, he's one of the greats. How can you not? You know.
Yeah.
And
so many people tried to emulate him too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I like that one thing when Joe Rogan was talking about it, and he goes, "This is how David Tell talks. I want to talk like David Tell too." It's like, wow, you were like spot on with that shit.
So if you, you know, because everybody starts off kind of emulating somebody, whether it's intentional or not. Mm-hmm. Like, who would you say, like, you were emulating when you got started?
Probably Dave Chappelle. As far as the, like, outlandish shit, and just be like, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. Just... And then I just kind of, I guess...
yeah, but there's kind of a problem, you know, with you emulating Dave Chappelle, because, you know, you're white, and isn't that cultural appropriation? And
no, because he's got more white humor than I think he's got black humor. I
think you're sounding a borderline racist there, Hunter.
Hey, call it like you see it. But
I'm just fucking with you.
See, that's the thing. Like, hey, if you could definitely find something to cancel me over, if you look back at all of the podcast of hours and hours, like, I don't even know what I've said.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, actually, one of my comedian friends, he's lorded this over my head, and he's like, "Oh, I could cancel you in an instant because you remember that time you sent me a dick pic?" And I was like, "Dude, you asked for one," and he was like, "It was a Facebook post, and I was joking," and I was like,
"Hey, you can't joke like that."
And I was like, I blamed it on my autism, and then I wrote it. Yeah, like,
and then put it on him. To where if you make a thing about it, then you're the bad person.
Well, no, we were talking about it like months after the incident, and like we were kind of cutting up about it. And that's where my Sheila joke came from. Like, I wrote it on the phone with him, where it's like talking about like solicited dick pics for like, you know, like. Yeah, the whole description in there is like an actual dick pic that I sent to somebody.
That's funny.
That was kind of pissed off when I sent it at first, you know. And I was like, "Come on, dude."
Well, I mean, yeah, on for the 99% of the time, unsolicited dick pics don't bring joy to the person.
Yeah, no, I get them all the time in my DMs. Like, trust me, I know.
Oh,
like,
my God.
But it was solicited. He asked for it on Facebook. Like, you know, it's not my fault. I take things literally, you know. Like,
you can't joke like that when it comes to stuff. When it comes to dick pics, you can't joke.
Yeah.
So what's the next few shows you got coming up?
Okay, so we got tomorrow night at the Sour Barn. And then we've got the 21st at Waterline Brewery. I've got the 22nd at the Real Cafe.
That's right. We're doing that one. And
yeah.
then the 23rd.
Third is the VFW. And then the 30th is Burnt Mill Creek.
Yep. We're doing that one with Brad.
Yeah. So we're on a bunch of bills together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Hell yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all hit one of like those are going to be really good shows, especially the Real Cafe, Burnt Mill Creek.
I've never been to most of those places before.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
So those would be some like badass like new shows. Like hopefully we get. I mean, you look at the lineups; they're fucking killers. I mean, how could it go wrong?
Yeah. Well, if it's a cafe, does that mean like people are gonna be like eating and shit?
Oh no, it's a full blown bar.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a downtown like young people bar hangout. So it should be an awesome fucking setup.
Right.
But hell yeah, I fucking I appreciate you coming on.
Oh,
doing the
doing
the podcast with me.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Tomorrow night should be fun.
Me too. Yeah, it's the only time we, you know, aside from being a cop, that we're legally allowed to commit murder. You know.
Yeah. But I think things are looking up. The comedy club should be opening soon. We got a lot of fucking shows coming up.
Oh yeah.
Wilmington comedy is fucking booming.
I just booked another date, 2 dates today. May 15th at Barzar with Sean McAdams.
I'm doing the June show.
I'm hosting the June 27th show.
Fuck yeah, that's the one I'm on.
I'm hosting.
Yay. Yeah. Well, good deal. Yeah, you can catch us both at any of the fucking shows we'll be on, except for Waterline.
Yeah.
We're on all those shows together. Where can they find you at?
Oh, Steph Stigma, Facebook. Yeah.
Instagram?
I don't really use it.
Okay.
You know, one social media is like too much for me, but you know, like that's the best way, like for me to stay in touch with people.
Yeah, I do have more followers on Facebook, but I'm trying to build up the Instagram and the YouTube channel. But either way, I appreciate you coming on. I'll fucking see you.
Hell yeah, hell
Satan. The show tomorrow. You heard it. All right. Bye.